Ladies, if we can start to clear the pool, please. Warm-up is now over. No more dives. The diving pit is continually open throughout the day, so if you haven't completely finished your warm-up, slide yourself over there and carry on. We want to get things underway. Do our normal checks and get day 2 underway. Quick reminder for coaches and team managers, the heat sheets are available. If you want to go along to the timing suite, go and collect your copy.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Manchester Aquatic Centre here on day 2, session 3 of the Swim England Northwest Regional Championships for 2017. These championships can only take place with the freely given time and efforts of our volunteers. The organisers would like to thank them for their hard work before, during and after the swimming to ensure that the events are as trouble-free as possible. Thanks also is given to the management and staff of the Manchester Aquatic Centre for their cooperation and support. This centre is a no-smoking venue, which includes the use of electronic cigarettes. To protect the environment, we ask that all rubbish is placed in the bins provided, whether on poolside or in the spectators gallery. And for the safety and comfort, you are advised not to leave any property unattended, as the centre staff will remove anything that is left unattended. The events for this morning: event 301 is the boys 14 to 16 4x200 metres freestyle relay. 302 is the boys 17 years and over 4x200 metres freestyle relay. 303 girls 15 years and over 100 metres butterfly. 304 the boys 15 years and over 100 metres backstroke. 305 girls 15 years and over 200 metres freestyle. 306 boys 15 years and over 50 metres breaststroke. 307 girls 15 years and over 50 metres backstroke. 308 is the boys 15 years and over 200 metres individual medley. 309 are the girls 15 years and over 100 metres breaststroke. 310 is the boys 15 years and over 400 metres freestyle. Following that, there will be a short intermission, and then we shall have the finals, which will be events 311 to 331, and they are the finals of the morning's events. It should be just a few minutes before we start, but in the interest of fair play, we ask that you switch off or set to silent all mobile phones or pages. If one should activate or sound at the start of the race, it may jeopardise the competitor's position. We also ask for silence and no flash photography once the swimmers have been called to the blocks. In just a couple of minutes, we should be inviting our technical officials onto poolside, but in the meantime, we'll just have a little bit of music. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto poolside our team of technical officials. We shall get it right this afternoon for the music. Okay, our referees for this morning is Neil Booth and Julia Routledge. And our starter for this morning is Elaine Armstrong. Officials, please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, the competition will commence in just a few moments.
So our first event of the day is event 301, the men's 14 to 16-year-old 800 metres freestyle team. We have just one heat. Over to you, referee. Okay, as we get session 3 underway, in lane 2, Leyland Barracudas. Lane 3, City of Manchester A. Lane 4, City of Salford A. Lane 5, Preston A. Lane 6, Winsford A. And lane 7, Winsford B. And taking it out early is Marcus Day from City of Salford. And we have Bradley Astles from Leyland in lane 2, Ben Smith from Manchester in 3. We've already mentioned Marcus Day is in lane 4 for the City of Salford. Daniel Holmes from Preston in lane 5. And the Winsford A team led out by Henry Oliver and Joshua Wilson for Winsford B in lane 7. But it is at the 100-metre mark. Marcus Day turning first. Nothing between the next 3 teams. Bradley Astles for Leyland in lane 2, and Ben Smith separated by virtually nothing. As we go through the 4 lots of the 200, it can change, but Marcus Day making a very, very strong push for an early lead for the City of Salford. Ben Smith's made a bit of a move on Bradley Astles to move up into second place for the City of Manchester. But Marcus Day's got a good 3-second, probably 5-metre lead as we come down to the first handover. And going in for the City of Salford will be Scott Proven. And Marcus is going to hand over with a 5 or 6 metre lead over to Scott. Just over 2 minutes, and Ben Smith hands over to Reece Corfield. And Bradley is handed over to Carl McKenna over there in lane 2 for the Leyland. And Preston and Winsford A separated by little or nothing. But City of Salford continue to kick on, maybe close to a 10-metre lead now. Very, very strong first 2 legs. City of Manchester have now got a 4 or 5 metre lead over Leyland Barracudas. And a strong second leg in lane 6. Winsford A have made a positive move on their second leg. Ryan Wheeler gone out hard, catching Carl McKenna over there in lane 2. But this City of Salford certainly got quite a comfortable 10-12 metre lead, returning to 57.23 at the 300 metre mark. Second is City of Manchester's Rhys Corfield, and it is Winsford A, Ryan Wheeler, that has moved up into 3rd place. Got half a second over Carl McKenna over there in lane number 2 from Leyland Barracudas. Very, very strong first 2 legs from the City of Salford team. Scott Proven turning at the bottom end with a good 12-13 metre lead. Very, very strong swimming. Going to post a good halfway time as he comes down to hand over to Jay Dennett. Going into the last 15 metres. And Ryan Wheeler from Winsford is now starting to make inroads into Rhys Corfield's lead, City of Manchester. A great leg there from Scott Proven, sub 2 minutes. And sub 4 minutes at the halfway mark. City of Manchester, Rhys Corfield handing over to Luca Tomasello in 2nd place, and Ryan Wheeler from the Winsford A's handed over to Finn Hammett. He's making a good fight for 2nd place. And the fight is on for 4th place between Leyland Barracudas and Preston. But Jay Dennett's probably now pushed the lead out to close on 30 metres. Incredibly strong swim. Luca Tomasello and Finn Armit fighting for 2nd place. But it is City of Salford continuing to lead quite comfortably, pushing very, very hard. 3 very, very strong first 200s. And Winsford A now moving up into 2nd place. Finn Armit, good first 100 metres. Probably got a metre lead over Luca Tomasello over there in lane 3. And Mason Barnsley-Fowler over there in lane 2 was pulled out 4 or 5 metres on the Preston swimmer Harry Robinson. So they look comfortable now in 4th place, but it is City of Salford closing down to the final changeover with close on a 30 metre lead. And the last swimmer in for the City of Salford is Ewan Wilson, and he's going to be handed a very, very good lead for the final leg. 6:02.20, sorry, 6:04.70 at the 600 metre mark. And probably on for a time of just over 8 minutes, which will improve their entry time of 8 minutes 12. Luca Tomasello in lane 2 has handed over to Thiago Lorry. Luca managed to consolidate 2nd place, and Winsford swimmer Finn Armit has handed over to Jay Cushion, to Jay to see if he can pull back any time on the City of Manchester swimmer. But it's City Salford. Ewan Wilson coming to the final turn at this end, and the final 100 metres, and he's just going to turn in just over 7 minutes. So a big push to get under their entry time of 8 minutes 12 exactly. that lead is maybe just shortened ever so slightly as Thiago Lorry's gone hard out on the first 100 metres, and he's pulled out a 5 metre lead over Jay Cushion from Winsford A. And Preston with Billy Dewhurst have moved comfortably into 4th place now, with Leyland Barracudas and Winsford B fighting it out for 5th and 6th. But the final turn at the bottom end, it's Ewan Wilson that's going to power home for the City of Salford. It's all about the clock. He's coming into his last 25 metres, kicking very, very hard. High stroke rate. Going to be very, very close to that 8 minutes 12 that they entered on. He's coming into his last 5 metres. They are going to improve that time by maybe 3 or 4. It's close on 4 seconds. Great swing there from the City of Salford team. Pipping the rivals, the City of Manchester, with Thiago Lorry coming in to take 2nd place. They entered at 8:48.5, so they're going to comfortably beat their entry time by 20 seconds. And the Winsford swimmer in lane 5, lane 6, Jay Cushion, comes home in 8:31.19. It's Preston that are going to finish with Billy Dewhurst in lane 5 in 4th place, closely followed by Winsford B. And over in lane number 2, Leyland Barracudas. Just wait for that result to be confirmed on the board. There we have the result confirmed. We'll move on to the next event, event 302, the men's 17 years and over 100 metres freestyle team.
So as we get this event underway, in lane 1 we've got Tom Blur from Blue Group Layers. In lane number 1, and Callum Quigley for Oldham Aquatics in lane number 2. Aaron Bostock for Pioneer 79 in lane 3. Harley Benches leading off for Wigan Best in lane number 4. Matthew Evans, City of Manchester A in lane number 5. Carl Smith for Preston A in lane number 6. And Nicholas Law for Winsford A in lane number 7. And so as we come into the halfway turn, it's very, very even. Lanes 4 and 5. Aaron Bostock, Harley Benjes and Matthew Evans. But Aaron Bostock, lane number 3, just starting to come back into Harley's right shoulder. Still very, very even on this first leg. And as we come into the 150 turn, it's going to be very, very even. 1 second. Really just split in the first 5 teams. And so as we come into the last 25, it is Harley Benjes in lane number 4 that seems to be just edging out. He's going to hand over to James Cross. Matthew Evans over to Nathan Bennett. Aaron Bostock to Jack Hardman. Carl Smith to George Robinson. And Nicholas Law to Alexander Law. It's a very, very good takeover from our City of Manchester boys. Who've not only taken back that 1 metre, they've also put a metre into Wigan Best. And these two now are lanes 4 and 5. They're just starting to ease away from Jack Hardman and George Robinson in lane number 6. But it is Nathan Bennett who's now got a 2-3 metre lead now over James Cross. This race is now starting to pan out. Nathan Bennett increasing his lead all the time, out to 5 metres now from James Cross. And with James Parker, George Robinson. George Robinson in lane 6. And on this last 50, James Cross is starting to come back at Nathan Bennett. And the margin that he had at the 150 turn seems to have been eroded. And he's going to hand over to Ashley Hogg. James Cross hands over to Declan Hall. George Robinson to James Parker. Jack Hardman over to Ben Makin. As we come into the halfway turn, this lead has changed again. It's Declan Hall that now has a 2 or 3 metre lead over Ashley Hogg. And Ben Makin has now eased out into a 3rd place over James Parker from Preston. And as we come down into the 150, Ashley Hogg is starting to come back now on Declan Hall. And this last 50 is going to be very, very interesting. Can he maintain the progress that he's been making over that last 50? And as we come into the last 25, the 2 or 3 metre lead that Declan Hall had, Ashley Hogg has fought back, and it's now neck and neck, stroke for stroke, coming into the changeover. Ashley Hogg hands over to Rob Crowley. Declan Hall to Matthew Sylvester. Rob Crowley has gone away like a train. We're into 2 metres. Good turn off the wall, 6:22. As opposed to 6:23.11. But maybe he went out a little bit too fast down that first 50, because Matthew Sylvester is starting to come back, and at the halfway turn, sprint that Matthew Sylvester put in the second 50 seems to have had a bit of an effect, as Rob Crowley seems to have maintained his position and stretching it out all the time. Very, very good swim. He's definitely going to get under 8 minutes. 7:54 was their entry time. And as he comes in the last 5 meters, it is a personal best team time. We've got City of Manchester, 7:53.90, Wigan best. We put up a massive fight, 7:57.77. Preston 8 in third place, 8:11.60. Pioneer had a very good start to the team event. He just faded away towards the end. But we shall wait for the confirmation of that all-important result. And there we have it. We have the confirmation of that result. And that brings us to the end of the relays for this morning. And just before we get on to our next event, we have a disqualification to announce, and that is in event 301, which was the boys 14-16 years 4x200 meters relay, and that was in lane 5. So a disqualification of lane 5 in event 301. So moving on, that was at the end of the relays, as I said. Our next event is event 303, which is the girls 15 years and over 100 meters butterfly. There are 6 heats. And we've got some very, very good times. Caitlin Bergen in the last heat had a really good day yesterday. Only 16 years of age. Entry time 1:01.70. So she'll be looking for another good day. Charlotte Taylor, Reese McEwen, Kazia Whittaker from the Isle of Man. Megan Sheard on ahead. Jessica Calderbank, 1:05. Tori Sop, 1:02. So it's going to be very, very close, especially for our ladies of 17 years and over. I think we just might be somewhere around about. Okay, here we go. We're on heat 1. So as we get this first heat underway, we are in, as we go through the 50 turn, Jessica Sloan from Wigan Best, 31.18. From Billy McCall, Wirral Metro. And then Rebecca Howman from Winsford. And as we come into the last 15, it is Jessica Sloan just maintaining this lead. Into the last 5 metres. She's going to touch first from Millie McCall. And then Rebecca Howman. And we shall wait for that all-important result. And there we have the confirmation of that result. Moving on to heat number 2. So if we go in this seat number 2, in lane number 2, we have Hannah Raystrick from Burnley Bobcats. Lane 3 is Simone Elson from Pioneer 79. Isabel Burton from Winsford in lane number 4. Lizzie Wafer from Preston in lane number 5. Ellie Perris, Pioneer 79 in lane number 6. And Anna Duncan from Bevington in lane number 7. And as we go through the 50 turn halfway, it's Hannah Raystrick from the Burnley Bobcats from Simone Elson. Just got a marginal lead over Lizzie Wafer, Ellie Perris and Anna Duncan. It's going to be very, very close. Very tight race. These two just out in front in lanes 2 and 3. But it looks as though it's going to be Simone Elson from Pioneer 79 that's going to take the touch from Hannah Raystrick. And she does 1:07.56, 1:08.26. Lizzie Wafer in 3rd place. Wait for the confirmation of that result, and there we go. Heat number 3. It's lane number 7, Emily Spencer, who came up first. But it's Anna Livermore in lane number 1 from the City of Manchester. Lane number 2, Ella Bergen-Williams from Oldham Aquatics. Lane number 3, Georgina Chadwick, City of Salford. Leah Williams from Pioneer 79 in 4. Alexander Carr from Blackpool Aquatics in 5. Martha Smith from Clitheroe in 6. Emily Spencer, as we said, from the City of Liverpool in 7. And Grace Gidman, who had a really good day yesterday, from the Wirral Metro, who's in lane number 8. But it is Emily Spencer, as well as Georgina Chadwick from Salford. But it looks as though coming into the last 5 metres, it's going to be Emily Spencer that's going to take the touch. She does. From Georgina Chadwick and Grace Gidman. I'll wait for the confirmation of the result. And there we go. Heat number 4. And in heat number 4, in lane number 1, we have Charlotte Hume from the City of Manchester. And her teammates in lanes 2 and 3, Lauren Zira is in lane 2 and Rihanna Bennett in lane 3. Tori Sott, Wirral Metro in lane number 4. Rebecca Pearson from Stockport Metro in 5. Ruby Burns from Satellite in 6. Rusha Mondal from the City of Manchester in 7. And Chloe Cotton from Preston, down here in lane number 8. But it's Rihanna Bennett, 29.91 at the turn from Tori Sott and Rebecca Pearson. But as we come into the last 15, it looks as though it's Tori Sop that's going to come into the finish first. She's going to get the touch. She does, from Brianna Bennett and Rebecca Pearson. But we shall wait for that all-important results. And there we have it. Heat number 5.
We get heat 5 underway. In lane 1, Madeline Crompton from Stockport Metro. In 2, Hannah Head from the City of Manchester. Megan Sheard is in lane 3 from Stockport Metro. And another Stockport Metro swimmer in 4 is Kiara Standing. Emily Keys from the City of Salford in 5. Jessica Calderbank from Oldham Aquatics in 6. 7 is Charlotte Dodson from Prescott. And in 8, Emily Lawrence from Preston. And at the turn at the bottom end of the pool, it's lane 4, Kiara Standing from Stockport Metro, 29.13. Just taking it away from the rest of the swimmers, and not a lot to choose from Megan Sheard, Emily Keys and Jessica Calderbank. But it's certainly Kiara that's pulled out a couple of a metre lead, coming into the last 15 metres. She looks very, very strong. Going to post a time just over the minute mark. And it is Kiara Standing, Stockport Metro, 1:03.45 finishes in first place from Emily Keys, finishing fast in lane 5 from the City of Salford, 1:04.74. And just wait for that result to be confirmed on the board. We have confirmation there, and we'll move on to our final heat, heat number 6. So our final heat, we have in lane 1, Hannah Dawson from Satellite, Kazia Whitaker from the Isle of Man in 2, Ella Johnson from Southport in 3, our fastest entrant, Caitlin Bergen from Stockport Metro in 4, Charlotte Taylor from Satellite in 5, Ruth McEwen from Barrow in 6, Abby Jones from Southport in 7, and Imogen Bailey from Wigan Best in lane 8. And looking strong down the first 50 is Caitlin Bergen and Ruth McEwen. A turn with less than 0.1 of a second between them, but great underwater work there from the turn from Caitlin Bergen in lane 4. Helped to pull out probably a metre lead, and coming into the last 25 metres she looks very, very strong. That good push off the wall. Let's give her the advantage over Charlotte Taylor and Ruth McEwen. And coming into the final 5 metres, Caitlin Bergen looks very strong, and she's going to finish in a time of 1:03.61 from Charlotte Taylor in lane 5, 1:04.43. And Ruth McEwen takes 3rd place from Barrow in lane 6. Wait for that result to be confirmed. And there we have it. We'll move on to the next event, which is event 304, the boys 15 and over, 100 metres backstroke. There are 4 heats. Just while we're waiting for the ledges to be put in, we have our first result to announce. Results of event 301. The boys 14 to 16-year-old 800 metres freestyle team. In 3rd place, Winsford A. In 2nd place, City of Manchester A. And the winners, a fantastic swim and a time of 8:08.60 for the City of Salford A. So 5 swimmers in heat 1. In lane 2 we have Jack Sheffield from the city of Salford. Alexander Morley in lane 3 is also from the city of Salford. And in 4, Aaron Fox from Bebington. Wigan best James Les Weller in lane 5 and Ethan Jones from Winsford in 6. After a good solid start, in lane 4 is Aaron Fox from Bebington. He's likely to turn first, indeed he does, just in front of Alexander Morley in lane 3. But only 0.2 of a second between the two of them. And in joint third place, lanes 5 and 6, James Les Weller and Ethan Jones. And starting to make a good move in lane 3 is Alexander Morley from the city of Salford. Great underwater work, and he's pushed in a metre in front of Aaron and James as we come into the last 5 metres. It appears that Alexander Morley is just going to get the touch. Indeed he does. 1 minute 5.03 from the fast finishing Ethan Jones in lane 6, 1:05.96. And in third place, Aaron Fox from Bebington. Just wait for that result to be confirmed. Result is now on the board, and we'll move on to heat 2. We have Bradley Astles from Leyland Barracudas in 1 and Nathan Watson from Cockermouth in 2. Aaron Bostock from Pioneer 79 in 3 and City of Manchester's Matthew Evans in 4. Prescott's Neil Wiley in 5 and Reese Cambridge Hughes from Trafford Metro in 6. Rowan Greening from Cockermouth in 7 and in 8 Nicholas Law from Winsford. And not a lot to choose between Aaron Bostock and Neil Wiley as we come to the turn. There's Neil Wiley that just turns first in 29.79. Just under 0.1 of a second in front of Pioneer's Aaron Bostock. And Neil Wiley in lane 5 looks like he's got probably a metre lead as we come into the final 15 metres. Aaron not giving it up easily, but it is Neil Wiley from Prescott over in lane 5. And he's going to get the touch in a time of 1 minute 1.09. And Aaron Bostock from Pioneer 79 in lane 3 finishes in a time of 1:02.1. And we'll just await confirmation on the board. Which you can now see, and we will move on to heat number 3.
And as we get this heat number 3 underway, we just have some results from the 17 years and over 4x200 metres relay final. Is Preston A in third place with a time of 8:11.60. Second place, Wigan Best in a time of 7:57.77. And our winners of the 4x200 metres freestyle relay is City of Manchester in a time of 7:53.90. Gone through the turn, it's Marcus Day, 29.92. It's from Anthony Wood from Blackpool Aquatics in lane number 5, and Billy Dewhurst from Preston in 3rd place. As we come into the last 5 metres, it's going to be on the touch between Marcus Day and Anthony Woods. It's Marcus Day from Anthony Wood and Billy Dewhurst. We'll just wait for the confirmation of the results. And there we have it. Heat number 4. And so as we get this last heat underway, in lane number 1 we've got Daniel Clark from Prescott. Lane 2, Alex Watkinson from Warrington Warriors. Lane 3, Nathan Lowe, City of Salford. Lane 4, Anthony Everts, City of Liverpool, and his teammate Matthew Pomford. In lane number 5, Will Camden from City of Salford in 6, Declan Hall from Wigan Best in 7, and Joshua Turner from Ulverston in lane number 8. So it's Anthony Everts entering on a 54.80. Obviously, he's a lot faster than everybody else. Great first turn, 27.42 from Matthew Pomford, 28.93. But into the last 5 metres, it's Anthony Everts, 57.39 from Nathan Lowe, City of Salford, and then Matthew Pomford. And we'll just wait for the confirmation of that result. And there we have it. And that brings us to the end of event 304. Our next event is event 305, which is the girls 15 years and over, 200 metres freestyle. There are 5 heats. Heat number 1.
We have a call for the finalists for event 311, the girls 15 years and over, 100 metres butterfly. We have a call for Alexandra Carr from Blackpool Aquatics, Elizabeth Wafer from Preston, Abby Jones from Southport, Ruby Burns from Satellite, Rebecca Pearson from Stockport Metro, Simone Elson from Pioneer, and Hannah Rastrick from Burnley Bobcats. And also Grace Gidman from Wirral Metro. Reserve finalist is Charlotte Hume from the City of Manchester. And finalist for event 312, the girls 15 and over, 100 metres butterfly 16-year-old age group. Leah Williams from Pioneer 79, Imogen Bailey from Wigan Best, Kezia Whitaker from the Isle of Man, Megan Sheard from Stockport Metro, Caitlin Bergen from Stockport Metro, Chloe Cotton from Preston, Georgina Chadwick from City of Salford, and Ella Bergen-Williams from Oldham Aqua. Reserve finalists are Millie McCall from Wirral Metro and Rebecca Howman from Winsford. Ladies, you have 15 minutes from this announcement if you wish to withdraw from any final. Swimmers in Heat 1 are Anna Dutton from Leyland Barracudas in 1, Alicia Hogan from Bolton Metro in 2, Ella Bergen-Williams in 3 from Oldham Aqua, Emma Blair from Aqua Bears in 4, Chloe Quarton in 5 from City of Liverpool, Jessica Miller in 6 from Preston, Emma Dixon from the City of Manchester in 7, and Emma Whittingham from Southport in 8. And it is Emma Whittingham, as we come into the final 25 metres, it's built up a comfortable 5-metre lead. From over in lane 1, Anna Dutton from Leyland Barracudas. Maybe just being passed now by Chloe Quarton from the City of Liverpool in lane 5. But it is Emma Whittingham that's going to take the first heat of the 200 metres freestyle in a time of 2:10.71 from Chloe Quarton in lane 5, City of Liverpool, 2:14.41. And fast finishing in lane 7 was Emma Dixon from the City of Manchester, finishing third, 2:15.47. Just wait for that result to be... I do apologise that the results for Heat 1 won't come up on the board, and we'll move on to Heat 2.
So in this heat 2, we've got Maisie Johnson from Southport in lane number 1. Alyssa Blackshaw from Winsford in 2. Olivia Arms from Preston in 3. Imogen Bailey, Wigan Best in 4. Anna Duncan from Bevington in 5. Charlotte Kennedy from Stockport Metro in 6. Jessie Robson from Blackpool Aquatics in 7. And Emily Riddick from Winsford down here in lane number 8. Just as we go through the first 50. It is Anna Duncan from Beverton, Charlotte Kennedy, Stockport Metro, these two. Just have a very, very slight lead. And as we come down this second 50, just the announcement of the girls 17 years and over age group of the 100 butterfly finalists. That's Ella Johnson from Southport, Emily Keys from the City of Salford, Charlotte Taylor from Satellite, Kira Standing from Stockport Metro, Tori Sopp, Wirral Metro, Rihanna Bennett, City of Manchester, Ruth McEwen from Barrow, Jessica Calderbank from Oldham Aquatics, and our reserve finalists are Lauren Zera from City of Manchester and Madeline Crompton from Stockport Metro. So head coaches, team managers, you have 15 minutes to withdraw any of your swimmers from the any of the finals. And that is from now, so it's about 11:15. As we go through the 150 turn, it's Charlotte Kennedy from Jessie Robson and Anna Duncan. It's still very even, but it looked as though it's going to be Charlotte Kennedy who's going to come into the finish, and for second and third place there's going to be a very, very close battle. Who's going to get the seconds? It's Anna Duncan from Jessie Robson. 2 hundredths of a second between second and third. And there we have the confirmation of that result. And so we move on to heat number 3.
In lane 1 we have Sydney Bairstow from Blackpool Aquatics, Ella Johnson from Southport in 2, Holly White from the City of Liverpool in 3, Alicia Hawkins from Stockport Metro in 4, Rihanna Bennett from the City of Manchester in 5, and also from City of Manchester, Abigail Rylance in 6, Elizabeth Woodcock from Preston in 7, and Caitlin Branham from Wirral Metro in 8. And at the 50-metre turn, it is Elizabeth Woodcock from Preston, turns in just over 30 seconds, 30.18. Just heading Alicia Hawkins from Stockport Metro in 4. Very little to choose between lanes 3, 4 and 5. Elizabeth Woodcock, just as they come down towards the 100-metre turn, is probably just being pegged back by Alicia Hawkins and Rihanna Bennett. We'll see who turns first. It is Alicia Hawkins that's just pipped Elizabeth Woodcock by 0.05 of a second. And the race is on in the second half. Alicia Hawkins looking strong down this third 50. Probably pulled out a metre lead now over Rihanna Bennett and Elizabeth Woodcock. But also still in touch is City Liverpool's Holly White in lane 3. But Alicia Hawkins at the bottom end in lane 4 turns first. 1:35.37 from Elizabeth Woodcock. Still in second place, 1:36.44. And Holly White on her tail in lane 3. But Alicia Hawkins looks very strong coming down this last 50 metres. Maybe Elizabeth Woodcock starting to make a bit of a fight, but Alicia looks probably too strong for it as we come into the last 10 metres or so. It is going to be Alicia Hawkins, lane 4 from Stockport Metro, that finishes in 2:07.28 from Elizabeth Woodcock. In lane 7, 2:09.42. And in third, lane 3, Holly White from the City of Liverpool. And we'll just wait for that to be displayed on the board. Which we have now, and we'll move on to Heat 4. So we have for Heat 4 in lane 1, Lucy Hanford from Leyland Barracudas, Alana Hedges from the City of Manchester in 2, Emily Lawrence in 3 from Preston, Anna Doherty from Bolton Metro in 4, and Laura Boardman from the City of Salford in 5. In 6, Alice Fox from Burnley Bobcat, and in 7, Hannah Dawson from Satellite. And in lane 8, Charlotte Hume from the City of Manchester. The first turn, very little separating Anna Doherty in 4 from Laura Boardman in 5. 2 100ths of a second. Both turning in sub 30 seconds. So setting a good early pace. We're almost going stroke for stroke, Laura Boardman and Anna Doherty. Well, they pulled out a 2-metre lead on the rest of the field, Alana Hedges and Alice Fox. And maybe at the 100-metre turn, it is Laura Boardman that may just turn first. She does indeed. 1:01.89. Great first 100. But great underwater work there from Anna Doherty's pulled her back level. And it's going to be between these two swimmers as they go down the third 50, but Alice Fox starting to make a move. Kicking very, very hard. Very, very strong kick there from Alice Fox in lane 6. Trying to get back on terms with Laura Boardman and Anna Doherty. And it's these three swimmers as they come down to the final turn. Laura Boardman's going to turn first in 1:35.62. From Anna Doherty, 1:36.17. And Alice, 1:37.82 in lane 6. But Laura continues to lead down the last 50 metres. As we're coming to the last 25, she's probably got a 1-metre lead over Anna Doherty. Looking very, very strong. Maybe increasing that lead out towards 2 metres. It is going to be Laura Boardman from the City of Salford in lane 5. That's going to take this heat in a time of 2 minutes 8.82 from Anna Doherty, 2:10.67, and Alice Fox 2 minutes 12.11. Just wait for that result to be confirmed. It's now there on the board, and we'll move on to our final heat. Heat number 5.
And so as we get this last heat on the way, Ruby Jones from Stockport Metro, she's in lane number 1. From Hannah Kelsall, City of Liverpool in 2. Tori Sop from Wirral Metro in 4. Kira Henley from Stockport Metro in 5. Megan Lever from Pioneer 79 in 6. Jodie Gittins, Wigan Best in 7. And Josie Carroll from Southport down here in lane number 8. And it's Jodie Gittins from Wigan Best, 29.52. From Tori Sop and Kira Henley. So it's all the swimmers on this side of the break in the pool that seem to be having the better swims. And as we come into the halfway turn, it's Jodie Gittins still from Kira Henley. And Tori Sop. Hannah Kelsall starting to fight her way back over there in lane number 2. And as we come into the 150 turn, it looks as though it could be Tori Sop. It is Tori Sop from Wirral Metro, who turns in the first place. From Jodie Gittins and Kira Henley. Megan Lever in 4th place. Tori Sop had a good butterfly heat this morning. And as we come into the last 5 metres, it looks as though it's going to be Kira Henley. It is Kira Henley from Stockport Metro, 2:08.72. From Jodie Gittins. And then Tori Sop, Megan Lever, 2:12.35. And there we have the confirmation of that result. So our next, that brings us to the end of event 305. Our next event is event 306. Boys 15 years and over, 50 metres breaststroke. There are 6 heats. Heat number 1. And as we go through 25, it's very, very even right the way across the pool. In lane 2, Theo Tyndall, Carlisle. Lane 3, Matthew Sowden from Crew Flyers. James Morrison, Bolton Metro in 4. Rowan Jarvis from City of Salford in 5. Dakota Rabatelli from Burnley Bobcats in 6. And Ben Makin from Pioneer in 7. And it's Dakota Rabatelli from Burnley Bobcats who gets it from Theo Tyndall. And then we have the confirmation of that result. Heat number 2. And in Heat 2, lane 1, Luca Tomasello, City of Manchester. Joshua Wilson from Winsford in 2. Jack Edwards, City of Chester in 3. Robin Austin from Carnforth in 4. Jack Huddett from Burnley Bobcats in 5. Joseph Stather from Crew Flyers in 6. And Luke Adams from the City of Salford in lane 7. But it looks as though it's Robin Austin who's going to take the touch. He gets there first, 32.56. And that's from Joshua Wilson in lane 2. And then Joseph Stather. But we'll wait for the confirmation of the result. Just while we're waiting for the confirmation of that result, as the board says, you can watch us live on youtube.com/Swim Northwest, and you can get all your live action from there. You can watch it back later. And there we have the confirmation of the result for heat number 2, heat number 3. So over in lane number 1, we've got Luke Hoey from the city of Salford, Aidan Moore from Leyland Barracudas. In lane number 2, William Murray from Winsford in 3, Stuart Ed Eastwood. Crew Flyers in 4, Daniel Buckley from City of Liverpool. In 5, Reese Aston from Horwich. In 6, Kieran Fletcher, Hazel Grove. In 7, Nathan Smith from Preston. In lane number 8, and who's going to get there? It looks as though it's going to be it is Daniel Buckley. City of Liverpool, 32.62 from Kieran Fletcher. And then we have the confirmation of the results. And we move on to heat number 4.
Lane 1, Ewan McMurtry from the Isle of Man. Jake Dane from Wirral Metro in 2. Kenan Young from Preston in 3. Robert Cowley from the City of Manchester in 4. 5, Hugh Takamoto from Warrington Warriors. Daniel New from Stockport Metro in 6. Joseph Keeley in 7 from Trafford Metro. And Jake Farby from Carlisle Aquatics in 8. And probably taking this heat is lane 5, Hugh Takamoto. It is indeed 29.86. First person under 30 seconds. Well done, Hugh. Second, have the result confirmed there on the board. And we'll move on to heat 5. Lane 1, we have Daniel Stone from Winsford, Brodie Hewison from the Isle of Man in 2, Jack O'Brien in 3 from the City of Manchester, Satellites Adam Frost in 4, William Ritchie from Preston in 5, Connor Joyce from Cockermouth in 6, Jack Roberts from City of Liverpool in 7, and Tommy Jones from Southport in 8. Looking strong in lane 4 is Adam Frost from Satellite. He's probably pulled out a half a metre, maybe even a metre lead as he comes into the touch. It is 30.09, Adam Frost Satellite. Just missing that sub 30 second from second place, William Ritchie from Preston. We have the confirmation of that heat on the board, and we'll move on to our final heat, heat number 6. In 1 is Rio Quarry from Preston, James Dunker from the City of Salford in 2, Samuel Goldrick from the City of Manchester in 3, 4, Joshua Thompson from Carnforth, and 5, Joseph Murray from Pioneer 79. 6, Thomas Haslam from the City of Salford, and Zach Fielding in 7 from Crew Flyers. And in lane 8, Ben McAvoy from the City of Salford. But it's lane 4, Joshua Thompson from Carnforth. Looking very, very strong as he comes into the last few metres, and he's going to touch in first place. 29.52 from Joseph Murray, 30.34 in lane 5. And Samuel Goldrick in third place from the City of Manchester in lane 3. Oh, just wait for the confirmation of that final heat on the board. We'll just wait for that. We'll have a call for event 314, the boys 15-year-old age group, 100 metres backstroke final. Swimmers required: Jack Sheffield from City of Salford, Alexander Morley from the City of Salford, Rowan Greening from Cockermouth, and Ethan Jones from Winsford. Moving on to the event 307, the girls 15 and over 50 metres backstroke, and we have 8 heats. Heat 1.
And as we get this heat 1 underway, we've got the finalists for the 16 years age group of the boys 15 years and over 100 metres backstroke final. Dylan Van Hoof, City of Salford; Owen Minikin, City of Liverpool; Reece Cambridge Hughes from Trafford Metro; Marcus Day, City of Salford; Billy Dewhurst from Preston; Alex Watkinson from Warrington Warriors; Will Camden, City of Salford; James Lee Sweller from Wigan Best; and reserve finalists are Joshua Turner from Ulverston and Aaron Fox from Bebington. And as we come into the finish, it's Emma Whittingham, 31.54 from Eleanor Nansen. Now we'll wait for the confirmation of the results. There we have it. Heat number 2. And the finalists for this 17 years and over age group: Anthony Wood from Blackpool Aquatics; Aaron Bostock from Pioneer 79; Neil Wiley, Prescott; Anthony Everett, City of Liverpool; Nathan Lowe, City of Salford; Matthew Pomford, City of Liverpool; Daniel Clark from Prescott; Declan Hall from Wigan Best. Our reserve finalists are Solomon Marr from City of Manchester and Samuel Taylor, also from the City of Manchester. Head coaches, team managers, you have 15 minutes in which to withdraw any of your swimmers from any of the finals. Coming into the finish, Josephine Stevens, City of Salford. Good swim, 33.09 from Scarlet Peacock. Now wait for the confirmation of the results. And there we have it. Heat number 3. And so off we go in this heat number 3. And we've got in lane 1 Rebecca Dawson from the City of Manchester, Rachel Bradshaw from Crew Flyers in 2, Georgia Bell, City of Liverpool in 3, Anna Duncan from Bebington in 4, Ruby Hearn, City of Liverpool in 5, Charlotte Dunn from Pioneer 79 in 6, Sadie Spencer, Calport in 7, and Mary Nelson from the Satellite in lane number 8. And it looks as though it's Georgia Bell from City of Liverpool who might get the touch. He does. 32.67 from Anna Duncan, and Mary Nelson down here in lane number 8. But we'll wait for that all-important confirmation of the result. And there we go. Heat number 4. in lane number 1. We've got Libby Manning from the city of Liverpool, Simone Elson, Pioneer 79, Georgia Williams from Winsford in 3, Lauren Cooley, Cockermouth in 4, Darcy Williams from Pioneer 79, Emily Conway, city of Manchester, Davina Christie from Satellite, and Charlotte Hayes down here in lane number 8 from Ramsbottom. It's lane 4 and 5, Lauren Cooley, Darcy Williams. Who's going to get it? It's Lauren Cooley from Simone Elson and Darcy Williams. Very good swim, and we have confirmation of that result. Heat number 5.
Over in lane 1 we have Phoebe Bradshaw from Northwich, Mia Smith in 2 from Southport, Olivia Marshall from the Isle of Man in 3, Jessica Sloan in 4 from Wigan Best, Ruth McEwen from Barrow in 5, Ruby Burns from Satellite in 6, Emily Riddick from Winsford in 7, and Lucy Hanford in 8 from Leyland Barracudas. But over in lane 2, making a real fast start, is Mia Smith from Southport. She looks very, very strong. We're coming to the final 5 metres. I think she's going to take this heat comfortably. Indeed she does. 31.4. Just over a second in front of Ruth McEwen from Barrow, who finished in 32.61. From Emily Riddick in lane 7. And confirmation of that result is on the board. And we'll move on to the next heat, which is heat number 6. In lane 1 we have Miranda Bauer from Burnley Bobcats, Pioneers Isabel Cochrane in 2, Kate Butler from Stockport Metro in 3, Emily Peck from Lancaster in 4, another Emily Keys from City of Salford in 5, Josie Carroll from Southport in 6, Alexandra Livingston from Cardiff in 7, and Rebecca Wilson from Copeland in 8. Looks like it's going to be lane 4, Emily Peck from Lancaster. That's taking it. And she's going to finish in a time of 30.71 from Kate Butler in lane 3 and Emily Keys in lane 5 from the City of Salford. That result is confirmed on the board. And the next heat will be heat number 7. Lane 1, Kezia Whittaker from the Isle of Man, Preston's Elizabeth Wafer in 2, Emma Jones from the City of Salford in 3, Kiara Standing from Stockport Metro in 4, Lucy Hardy from the City of Liverpool in 5, and in 6, Alexandra Carr from Blackpool Aquatics, Eleanor Bloor from Crew Flyers in 7, and Elizabeth Woodcock from Preston in 8. At lanes 4 and 5, Kiara and Lucy looking very, very strong, and maybe Lucy Hardy just edging it away as we come to the last couple of metres. It is Lucy Hardy, takes it in 30.75 from Kiara Standing in lane 4 from Stockport Metro. Let's wait for that result to be confirmed on the board. And there you are. Confirmation is there, and we'll move on to our final heat, heat number 8. Lane 1, Isabella Burton from Winsford, Wigan Best Charlotte Nestor in 2, Isle of Man's Emma Hodgson in 3, Caitlin Bergen from Stockport Metro in 4, And in 5, Nicola Capstick from Ulverston. 6, Charlotte Taylor from Satellite. And the City of Manchester's Lauren Zera in 7. And in 8, Leah Williams from Pioneer 79. But in lane 4, it is Kirtland Bergen that looks very, very strong as we come into the last 10 metres. She's probably pulled out a metre lead over the rest of the field, and she's going to finish in first place. Going to break this, no, just outside that 30-second mark, 30.34. Just over a second in front of lane 5, Nicola Capstick from Ulverston. And that result is confirmed on the board, and that brings to end event 307. Event 308 is the boys 15 years and over, 200 metres individual medley. We have 5 heats. Heat 1. First of these heats in lane 3, we have Jack Sheffield from the City of Salford. And in lane 4, Luke Adams, also from the City of Salford. And in lane 5, Jack Huddart from Burnley Bobcats. And it is Jack that's taking it out down the first leg, the 50 metres flight. And he's pulled out a 2 or 3 metre lead, and he's going to turn in first place from Luke Adams from the City of Salford. Turns in 30.5, just over a second and a bit in front of Luke Adams. As we enter the backstroke. And as always in these IM races, the third leg always seems the determinant, the breaststroke leg. Whoever seems to swim the best breaststroke leg the best seems to put themselves in pole position. But as we come in to the second turn from the transition from backstroke to breaststroke, it is Jack Huddart from Burnley Bobcats, turns in 1 minute 7.55 from Luke Adams in lane 4 from the City of Salford, 1:10.14. So just over 2.5 seconds lead as we enter this breaststroke leg. Can Luke start to make an impact going down this third length? Does appear to be pulling back with a very, very strong glide. Jack just keeping him at bay, but Luke does seem to be making maybe a metre inroad into that lead. And Jack Sheffield over there in lane 3, having a good swim as well. Coming down to the final turn, it's lane 5, Jack Huddart from Burnley Bobcats that turns 1:51.49. From Luke Adams, the City of Salford, 1:53.37. And Jack seems to have this fully in control coming down this freestyle leg as we enter the final 25 metres. It's Burnley Bobcats, Jack Huddart, that's pulled out a good 5 metre lead. We're going to the last 15 metres. It's going to take this first heat comfortably. Time of just over 2:20. He's going to touch the wall in 2:23.76 from Luke Adams, City of Salford, in a time of 2:29.42. And finishing strongly in lane 3 with a great freestyle leg is Jack Sheffield from the City of Salford. Jack's going to finish in a time of 2:41.81. Let's wait for that result, which is there confirmed on the board, and we'll move on to Heat 2.
So off we go. In heat number 2. And in lane number 1, we've got Aaron Fox from Bebington. In lane number 2, William Murray from Winsford. Lane 3, Ryan Rimmer from Crew Flyers. In lane 4, Connor Harwood from Wirral Metro. Lane 5, Ben McAvoy from the City of Salford. Lane 6, Cameron Dunk from Prescott. Lane 7, James Petner from Wirral Metro. And in lane 8, Peter Allen from the Isle of Man. It's Connor Harwood and Cameron Dunk, who are our two early leaders. Cameron Dunk coming into the turn. And as always, it's going to be the breaststroke leg that sorts everybody out. Have a good breaststroke leg, it sets you up for this for the freestyle. And it's James Petner who's coming back on Cameron Dunk in lane number 6. Connor Harwood. He's having, James Petner having a really good breaststroke leg. Up to the turn. And he turns in first. Cameron Dunk, it's going to be a race down to the line between these two. Lane 6 and 7. Stroke for stroke as we come into the last 25 on this freestyle leg. It's going to be James Petner. It looks as though he's going to take the touch. Connor Harwood is just going to run out of pool to take the second place. It's James Petner from Cameron Dunk, from Connor Harwood, and then Peter Allen down here in lane 8. So this side of the pool had the better swim. And we'll wait for the confirmation of the result. And there we have it. Heat number 3. And off we go. Anthony Wood in lane number 1 from Blackpool Aquatics, and his teammate Thomas Manning in lane number 2. Alex Watkinson from Warrington. In 3, Connor Joyce from Cockermouth. In 4, Jake Baby from Carlisle. In 5, Scott Proven, City of Salford. Had a really good 200 metres yesterday. Personal best, 1:57. He's in lane 6. Ben Turlin, Pioneer 79 in lane 7, and Bradley Astles from Leyland Barracudas. He's in lane number 8. And as we come down onto the backstroke leg, Jake Baby from Connor Joyce. And it's the other side of the pool that are having the best of the swims this time. And then it's Jake Baby from Connor Joyce, and then Anthony Wood over there in lane number 1 from Blackpool Aquatics. But it's going to be the breaststroke leg that's going to equal things out. As we come into the 150 turn in this third heat of the 200 IM. It's Connor Joyce from Jake Baby, from Alex Watkinson. And as we go into the last 5 metres, it looks as though it's going to be Connor Joyce that's going to get the touch. It is from Jake Baby. From Alex Watkinson. And we'll wait for the confirmation of that result. And there we have it. Heat number 4.
In lane 1, we have James Duncan from the City of Salford, Winsford's Jordan Gaskell in 2, Elliot Pickford from Wirral Metro in 3, Hayden Griffiths from the City of Manchester in 4, and in 5, Harvey Jones from Stockport Metro. 6, Matthew Pomfret from the City of Liverpool and Wirral Metro's Jake Dean in 7. And completing the lineup, lane 8, Samuel Taylor from the City of Manchester. We have a call for the finalists from event 317, the girls 15-year-old age group, 200 metres freestyle. Finalists required are Anna Dutton from Leyland Barracudas, Jessie Robson from Blackpool Aquatics, Charlotte Kennedy from Stockport Metro, Elizabeth Woodcott from Preston, Jodie Gittins from Wigan Best, Holly White and Chloe Quarton from the City of Liverpool, and Emma Dixon from the City of Manchester. Reserve finalists, Ruby Jones from Stockport Metro and Southport's Josie Carroll. Coming to the 100-metre turn, it's Harvey Jones from Stockport Metro turns in first place from Hayden Griffiths from the City of Manchester in 4. It's the 2 swimmers closely followed by Matthew Pomfret from the City of Liverpool in 6. They're broken away from the rest of the field. Call for the ladies 16-year-old age group, event 318, 200 metres freestyle final. Finalists required, Lucy Hanford from Leyland Barracudas, Caitlin Brannan from Wirral Metro, Sydney Bairstow from Blackpool Aquatic, Stockport Metro's Kira Henley and Alicia Hawkins, Alice Fox from Burnley Bobcat, Olivia Arms from Preston, and Maisie Johnson from Southport. Reserves finalists, Ella Bergin-Williams from Oldham Aqua and Emily Riddick from Winsford. Ladies, you have 15 minutes from this announcement if you wish to withdraw. And coming down the final 50, the 50 freestyle, it is Hayden Griffiths from the City of Manchester that's pulled out a healthy 5-metre lead. And he will take this heat number 4, in a time of just over 2 minutes 10. 2 minutes 12.91 from Harvey Jones from Stockport Metro, 2:15.6. And Matthew Pomfret, 2:16.64 from the City of Liverpool in 3rd place. And we'll just wait for that result to be confirmed on the board, which it now is, and we'll move on to heat number 5. I'll do it next to, and then call for event 319, the girls 17-year-old and over, 200 metres freestyle final. Swimmers required, Hannah Kelsall from the City of Liverpool, Alana Hedges from the City of Manchester, Anna Doherty from Bolton Metro, Tori Sopp from Wirral Metro, Laura Boardman from the City of Salford, Rihanna Bennett from the City of Manchester, Emma Whittingham from Southport, and Megan Lever from Pioneer 79. Reserve finalists, Anna Duncan from Bebington and Abigail Rylands from the City of Manchester. Ladies, you have 15 minutes from this announcement to withdraw if you wish to do so. And in Heat 5 we have in Lane 1, Alexander Hadley from Aquaburs, William Camden from City of Salford in 2, Tom Robinson from Ulverston in Lane 3, Matthew Evans, who's taken an early 2 metres lead at the turn, from the City of Manchester in 4, William Ritchie from Preston in 5, George Robinson from Preston in 6, Joseph Rees from Stockport Metro in 7, and Solomon Moore from the City of Manchester in Lane 8. But it is Matthew Evans from the City of Manchester, pulled out a 2 or 3 metre lead over the 2 Preston swimmers, and in Lane 3, Tom Robinson from Ulverston. The fight that's on for 2nd place as we come down to this final turn. It is Matthew Evans, City of Manchester Aquatics, that's going to turn in 1st place. But having had a good leg, William Ritchie in lane 5 is going to make a fist of it coming down this last 50. Indeed, some fantastic underwater work has almost got him back on level terms. And it's a fight is on between Matthew Evans and William Ritchie, lanes 4 and 5. Coming into the last 25 metres, it's these two. They're pulled away from the rest of the field. Who is going to get that vital touch? Matthew Evans just seems to have a metre lead as we come into the last final 5 metres. It is Matthew Evans from the City of Manchester that's going to touch first. 2 minutes 14.02 from William Ritchie. 2 minutes 14.84. And I think it was Tom Robinson that finished third in lane 3, but we'll just wait for that confirmation. As finishing in lane 2 is William Camden from the City of Salford. I'll just wait for the confirmation of that result. Just before we move on to event 309, which is with the girls 15-year-old and over 100 metres breaststroke. We do have 6 heats in this event. And once we've cleared the pool, we will commence with heat number 1. Hopefully we will be clear in a couple of seconds. Indeed, the result now is confirmed on the board, and we will move on to heat 1 in the girls 100 metres breaststroke.
So as we get this heat number 1 underway, we have the finalists for the 15 years age group of the boys 50 metres breaststroke. In the final, we have Aidan Moore, Leyden Barracudas, Luke Howie, City of Salford, Dakota Ravatelli. From Burnley Bobcats, Daniel Buckley. From the City of Liverpool, Ben McAvoy, City of Salford. Nathan Smith from Preston. Luke Adams from City of Salford, and Luca Tomasello from the City of Manchester. Reserve finalist is Ben Makin from Pioneer 79. In the 16 years age group, we have Theo Tyndall from Carlisle, Robin Austin from Carnforth, James Duncan from City of Salford, Jack Roberts from the City of Liverpool, Rio Quarry from Preston, Tommy Jones from Southport, Joshua Wilson from Winsford, and Will Murray, also from Winsford. Reserve finalist is Jack Huddett from Burnley Bobcats. They're the finalists for the 16 years age group. And as we come down into the last 5 metres of this girls 100 metres breaststroke, Charlotte Dunn, Pioneer 79, from Katie Jones, Blackpool Aquatics, and Katie Richardson. And there we have the confirmation of that result. Heat number 2. As we get this heat 2 underway, we have the finalists for the 17 years and over age group. Will Ritchie, Preston. Joseph Murray from Pioneer 79. Adam Frost from Satellite. Joshua Thompson from Carnforth. Hugh Takamoto from Warrington Warriors. Robert Cowley, from the City of Manchester. Samuel Goldrick from the City of Manchester. And Kenan Young from Preston. Reserve finalists Thomas Haslam from the City of Salford and Jack O'Brien from the City of Manchester. Head coaches, team managers, you have 15 minutes from these announcements to withdraw any of your swimmers from any of the finals, which will be roughly about just before 12 o'clock. And as we come into the last 15 metres, Hannah Proctor from Clitheroe, who turned first at the wall and seems to have maintained her a lead. She's going to take the touch, and it's the second place touch. Abby Winstanley gets it from Emma Blair down here in lane number 8. We'll wait for the confirmation of the result. There we have it. Heat number 3. And we have the finalists now for the girls 15 years and over 50 metres backstroke. 15 years age group, Lizzie Woodcock from Preston, Josie Carroll from Southport, Kate Butler from Stockport Metro, Lucy Hardy from City of Liverpool, Lizzie Waper from Preston, Emma Hodgson, Anna Mann, Rebecca Wilson, Kurt Copeland and Georgia Bell from the City of Liverpool. Reserve finalists, Alexander Carr from Blackpool Aquatics and Josephine Stevens from the City of Salford. The 16 years age group, Charlotte Nestor, Wigan Best, Emma Jones, City of Salford, Mia Smith from Southport, Caitlin Bergen from Stockport Metro, Emily Peck, Lancaster, Nicola Capstick, Ulverston, Alexander Livingston from Carnforth and Leah Williams from Pioneer 79, and the reserve finalists Lauren Cooley, Cockermouth and Emma Riddick from Winsford. They're the finalists for the 16 years age group of the girls 50 metres backstroke. And as we come down into the last 5 metres, it looks as though it might be Rebecca Wilson from Copeland. She does, she gets the touch, 1:18.37 from Rachel Thompson and Hannah Edwards from Carnforth. And there we have the confirmation of the results. Heat number 4. Just as we get this heat 4 underway, we have the 17 years age group finalists. Ruth McEwen from Barrow, Isabel Cockram from Pioneer 79, Charlotte Taylor from Satellite, Kira Standing from Stockport Metro, Emma Whittingham from Southport, Emily Keys, City of Salford, Lawrence Zera, City of Manchester, and Eleanor Bloor from Crew Flyers. Reserve finalists Miranda Bauer, Burnley Bobcats, and Jessica Sloan from Wigan Best. And they're the finalists for the 17 years and over age group of the girls 50 metres backstroke. And again, head coaches, team managers, you have 15 minutes in which to withdraw any of your swimmers from any of the races. as we come into the last 5 metres. It's Molly Roodhouse who takes it from Stephanie Brew. Rachel Ritchie, Chelsea Crabtree. Now we'll wait for the confirmation of the result, and there we have it. Heat number 5.
Swimmers for event 326, the boys 15-year-old 200 metres individual medley final. Swimmers are required: Luke Adams from the City of Salford, Ben McAvoy from the City of Salford, and a trio of City Salford swimmers completed by Jack Sheffield. Event 327, the boys 16-year-old age group 200 metres individual medley finalists. Swimmers require: Jack Huddart from Burnley Bobcats, James Duncan from City of Salford, James Pettiner from Wirral Metro, Alex Watkinson from Warrington Warriors, Stockport Metro's Harvey Jones, City of Salford's Scott Proven, Joseph Rees from Stockport Metro, and Ben Turland from Pioneer 79. Reserve finalists: Peter Allen from the Isle of Man and Bradley Astles from Leyland Barracudas. Coming down the final 50 of this heat 5, it is in lane 4, Shannon Campbell from Warrington Warriors. Pulled out a 2-metre lead over Kate Roodhouse from Stockport Metro. And over here in lane 8, Georgia Heitner from Wirral Metro. But it is lane 4, Shannon Campbell, that's going to take it in a time of 1:14.73. From Kate Roodhouse in lane 5, Stockport Metro, 1:16.55. And in third place, lane 2, Emily Spencer from the City of Liverpool, 1:17.01. We'll just wait for confirmation of that result, which is now on the board. And then we'll move on to our final heat, heat number 6. To get this final heat underway, swimmers required for event 328, the boys 17-year-old and over 200 metres individual medley final: Tom Robinson from Ulverston, Matthew Pomfret from the City of Liverpool, Carlisle's Jake Farby, Connor Joyce from Cockermouth, Hayden Griffiths from the City of Manchester, Matthew Evans also from the City of Manchester, and 2 Preston swimmers, William Ritchie and George Robinson. Reserve finalists: Jake Dane from Wirral Metro and his teammate Elliot Pickford. Gentlemen, you have 15 minutes from this announcement to withdraw from the final if you wish to do so. Coming down the final 50, very little to choose at the turn between Grace Gibman in lane 3 from Wirral Metro, Anna Doherty from Bolton Metro in 4, and Miranda Bauer from Burnley Bobcats in 5. And it looks like it is Miranda Bauer and Anna Doherty that's fighting it down this final 15 metres. And in third and fourth place, it's Grace Gibman and Hannah Sheehan. But Miranda Bauer just seems to have pulled a metre clear of those other 3 ladies. And finishing fast in lane 7 is Denise Helena Gogu. But in lane 5, Miranda Bauer takes it in 1:14.82 from lane 7, Denise Helena Gogu. We'll wait for confirmation, which is now on the board. And we'll move on to our next event, which is event 310, the boys 15 and over, 400 metres freestyle. We have 5 heats. Heat 1. As we get the first heat underway, we have in lane 2 Sean Pentner from Stockport Metro, Jack Morris in 3 from Bolton Metro. Finn Armitt from Winsford in 4. Pioneer 79's Benjamin Macon in 5. And Leyland Barracudas, Carl McKenna in 6. And it is Carl McKenna that's taking it off down the first 50. And he'll turn in 29.78 from Jack Morris over there in lane 3 from Bolton Metro. But this is only the early stages, the first 100. A long way to go, and it's about pacing yourself. Set a good early pace, not too fast that you tire yourself out. At lane 3, Jack Morris has got back on terms with Carl McKenna, and it is probably going to be Jack Morris that turns first, is it? Just. So Jack Morris turns in 102.80 from Carl McKenna, 102.93. And then moving into third place is Ben Macon from Pioneer 79 over in lane 5. But in lane 3, Jack Morris probably starting to edge away a bit with a very, very strong leg kick. Coming down the third 50. Seems to have got into a nice rhythm. And Carl McKenna's probably just about a metre away as he turns in second place. Ben Macon in third place turns in 139.89. But Jack Morris continues to get that good rhythm. And starting to claw his way back into the race is Finn Armitt in lane 4 from Winsford. Coming up to the halfway mark, the 200-metre turn. It's Jack Morris just edging Carl McKenna, though Carl looks to have got back a bit closer on terms. There's very little between it. Just over half a second. And then it's Ben Macon and Finn Armitt that are going stroke for stroke in third and fourth place. But a good turn and some good underwater work from Jack Morris in lane 3. It's giving him another 1 metre lead from Carl McKenna, who maybe just gone out a little too hard in the first 200. Seems to be being caught by Finn Armitt and Ben Macon. It's all about pacing yourselves. Finn Armitt seems to have upped his pace a little bit, and he's starting to claw the initial lead back on from Jack Morris and Carl McKenna. Maybe Carl McKenna's got another second wind as he claws his way back on the lead that Jack Morris has set. But coming into the 300-metre turn, Jack Morris continues to lead. Bolton Metro swimmer turning in 3:22.1, just over a second in front of Carl McKenna from Leyland Barracudas in 6. And then Finn Armitt in lane 4 from Winsford, maybe starting to time his push very well. We'll wait and see as we get down to the bottom turn. Jack Morris seems to have upped his leg kick. Very, very strong as he's going down this penultimate 50 metres. And it is going to be Jack Morris that turns for home in first place. Turning 3:56.87. Second and a quarter in front of Carl McKenna. It seems to be these two swimmers that have pushed each other all the race in this first heat of the 400 metres freestyle. But Finn Armitt in lane 4 starting to make a push for home. Ben Macon starting to kick his legs. But it is Jack Morris that's going to take this first heat quite comfortably. The fight is on for second place. Going to be very close, but it is Carl McKenna that comes in second place from Finn Armitt and Ben Macon in lane 6, 3 and 5. And we'll just wait for that result to be confirmed on the board. There we have it. And we'll move on to heat 2.
We go down this first 25. The heat number 2. It's boys 400 metres, Levi Gums. City of Liverpool in lane number 1, Ben Winterburn from Carnforth in 2, who's turned first, 29.14. Alexander Law from Winsford. He's in lane 3, Harrison Brown from Stockport. In lane 4, Ben Smith from City of Manchester in 5. Ryan Wheeler from Winsford in 6. Harry Brothwood, Blackpool Aquatics in 7. And Harvey Griffin from the Burnley Bobcats. He's down here in lane number 8. But it's Ben Winterburn. 10114. Turning first at 100 metres. From Harry Brothwood and Harvey Griffin. Very even. For our 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th places. Even Ryan Wheeler now is just starting to edge back as we go through 150. Still Ben Winterburn turning first, but then not much at all between our next 6 swimmers. Probably just about a second. 5 metre lead now for Benjamin as he comes down through into 200 metres. Very good time, 2:07.82. Can he maintain that in the second half of the race? Harrison Brown, Stockport Metro, 2:11.06. From Ben Smith. Ben usually comes good in the second half of the race, so he's definitely one to watch. Ryan Wheeler, still on the just on the hips of Ben Smith, Harry Brothwood, Harvey Griffin. Ben's still maintaining this lead. Nice long stroke by Harrison Brown. Nice long glide. So Ben Winterburn through 300. It's 3:16.32 from Harrison Brown and Harry Brothwood. But the turn has made the difference because our 2nd and 3rd swimmers of Harrison Brown and Harry Brothwood are making inroads now into Ben Winterburn, and if they can get the turn right, they may be able to catch him down this last 50. A good turn off the wall for Harrison Brown, but that is it as it is. Ben Smith looks as though he's just coming through into 3rd place, but it looks as though places 2nd, 3rd and 4th are going to run out of pool, and Ben Winterburn is going to hang on to take this heat, as he does. 4:23.53 from Harrison Brown and Ben Smith. Paced it well. Did a good swim. And we'll wait for the confirmation of the result. There we go. Heat number 3. So off we go in this heat number 3. As we go on this first 50, we have the finalists for the girls 100 metres breaststroke in the 15 years age group. We have Rebecca Pearson from Stockport Metro, Caitlin Shingler from Warrington Warriors, Victoria Dawson from Southport, Grace Gidman, Wirral Metro, Georgia Heitner, also from Wirral Metro, Rebecca Wilson from Copeland, Isabel Forrest from Pioneer 79, Abby Winstanley from Workington, and the reserve finalists are Emma Blair from Aqua Bears and Josephine Stevens from the City of Salford. They are the finalists for the 15 years age group, the girls 100 metres breaststroke. Our 16 years age group, Hannah Edwards from Carnforth, Rachel Thompson from Southport, Charlotte Nesta, Wigan Best, Hannah Sheehan, also from Wigan Best, Chelsea Crabtree, City of Salford, Kira Henley, from Stockport Metro, Ellie Ward, Pioneer 79, Charlotte Dunn, also from Pioneer 79, and reserve finalists Leah Williams, Pioneer 79, and Katie Richardson from Oldham Aquatics. They are the finalists for the 16 years age group. 17 years and over age group, Rachel Ritchie from Preston, Anna Doherty from Bolton Metro, Miranda Bauer, Burnley Bobcat, Molly Roodhouse, City of Manchester, Shannon Campbell, Warrington Warriors, Denisa Eleanor Gogu from City of Manchester, Stephanie Brew, Isle of Man, Kate Roodhouse from Stockport Metro, and the reserve finalists Emily Spencer, City of Liverpool, and Rusha Mondal from the City of Manchester. And they're the finalists for the 17 years and over age group of the girls 15 years and over 100 metres breaststroke. Head coaches, team managers, you have 15 minutes to withdraw any of your swimmers from any of the finals. And so as we continue with the this heat 3 of the 400 metres, now we'll go through 250 metres. It's Ewan Wilson, City of Salford, from Luke Jackson over in lane number 1, who's having a very good swim in that outside lane. James Parker from Preston, returning in 3rd place. But it is Ewan Wilson who stretched out a good 5 metre lead. And he comes through in 300 metres. In 1st place from Luke Jackson and James Parker from Preston. These in turn have got about a 2 or 3 metre lead then over Joel Donnell from Stockport Metro. He turned in first, 3:19.71. But as we come into the 350 turn, it's Ewan Wilson who's maintained that good tempo throughout the race. Went in on his PB of 4:23.29. Looks as though he's going to smash that by a long way. $4:16.94. It's nearly a 6-second PB. Fantastic swim. We'll wait for the confirmation of that result, and there we have it as we go into heat number 4.
And in this penultimate heat, heat 4, we have in lane 1, Carl Fox from Bebington, Wigan Best Matthew Sylvester in lane 2, and Alexander Axford in 3 from the City of Manchester. Aaron Bostock from Pioneer 79 in 4, and Isle of Man's Joel Watterson in 5. 6, we have Jared Armstrong from the City of Manchester, and Thomas McCain, 7 from Burnley Bobcats. And completing the lineup, Bradley Astles from Leyland Barracudas in 8. It's Jared Armstrong that's taking it off very strongly, 27.88 down the first 50. Just in front of Joel Watterson and Aaron Bostock in 5 and 4. Coming down the turn for the first 100, it is lane 6, Jared Armstrong. That's going to turn first, maybe a metre lead over Joel Watterson. And another who has a metre lead over Aaron Bostock. There's some good underwater work there from Joel Watterson, has brought him back on terms as we go into the second 100. And Aaron Bostock looking to hold back that initial lead with some long arm strokes. But Jared Armstrong continues to lead from Joel Watterson and Aaron Bostock. Return at the 150 mark. It's 1:31.79. Just over a tenth of a second in front of Joe Watterson. He's 0.4 of a second in front of Aaron Bostock. So not a lot to choose as we come down to the halfway stage. It is all about setting a pace that you can maintain. An even pace to leave enough in the tank. You can put a flourish in down that final 50. But it is these 3 swimmers, Jared Armstrong, Joe Watterson and Aaron Bostock, that have pulled away from the rest of the field. Joe Watterson still leading from Jared and Aaron. But not a lot to separate any of these 3 gentlemen. Maybe Aaron starting to edge ever so slightly in front of Joel. And making a good move over in lane 2 is Matthew Sylvester from Wigan Best, getting back on terms. Turning first is Joe Watterson from Aaron Bostock now. And Jared Armstrong slipped back into 3rd place. Who's saved enough for the last 100? We're going to turn in about just over 3 minutes 10, but it's Joe Watterson and Aaron Bostock that have got a metre lead, but a great third 100 from Matthew Sylvester over in lane 2. Who's got some fuel left in the tank for this final 100. Joe Watterson and Aaron Bostock have pulled away from Jared Armstrong, and Matthew Sylvester's pulled up into 3rd place. Has he got enough left to attack down the final 50? Maybe Aaron Bostock's just pulled in front of Joe Watterson now. As we come down to the final turn, it'll be Aaron Bostock from Pioneer 79 that turns first. He does. Just 0.3 of a second in front of Joe Watterson, so nothing to choose. It's who's got the desire and the kick and enough fuel left in the tank to kick down this last 25 and touch first. But it's between Aaron Bostock, Joe Watterson in lanes 4 and 5. They're going stroke for stroke. It'll be very, very close as we enter into the final 15. Maybe Joe Watterson's just had enough left in the tank to pull a metre out on Aaron. It's Joe Watterson from the Isle of Man that's going to touch first in 4 minutes 15.10. Just over a second in front of Aaron Bostock in lane 4 from Pioneer 79, 4:16.15. And 3rd place, managed to hang on there in 3rd place, Jared Armstrong from the City of Manchester, 4:17.99. Just wait for confirmation of that result before we go to our final heat. We have confirmation there for heat 4, and we'll move on to our final heat, heat 5. So our last heat of the morning before we go to our finals is heat 5 of this 400 metres freestyle. In lane 1 we have Scott Provan from the city of Salford, Bolton Metro's James Morrison in 2, and in lane 3 Declan Hull from Wigan Best, his teammate Harley Bentjes in 4, Elliot Pickford in 5 from Wirral Metro, and Jack Bonsall from Blackpool Aquatics in 6. 7 we have Thomas Roberts from Halton and Marcus Day from the city of Salford in 8. And all 8 swimmers turning in sub 30 seconds down that first 50. And it's Declan Hall who's taking it out to the rest of the field in lane 3 from Wigan Best. From probably lane 6, Jack Bonsall from Blackpool Aquatics. As we come down to the turn at the first 100, it is lane 3, Declan Hall, that's taking it out in 56.74. From Jacques Bonsall from Blackpool Aquatics, and in lane 4, Harley Bentjes from Wigan Best. But again, to keep repeating, it is about setting a pace that can be maintained and leaving yourself enough that you can finish strongly. Declan Hall has certainly taken it out very, very strongly. Can he keep it going? That's the question. Jacques Bonsall in lane 6 is certainly a strong distance swimmer, excelling in the 1500 metres. And some great underwater work on that turn at the 150 mark. It's probably just pulled him now in front of Declan Hall. So it's Jack Bonsall probably on level terms with Declan Hall, if not just in front. As we come down to the halfway stage, it's Declan Hall and Jack Bonsall. At the halfway stage, you're going to turn. Who's going to turn first? It is Declan Hall, still just in front in lane 3 from Jack Bonsall in lane 6. And starting to get back on turn is Harley Bentjes in lane 4. And over in lane 1, Scott Provan. He's starting to make a move in the second half of this race. It's starting to look a little bit more even now. And also starting to make a move in lane 5 is Elliot Pickford from Wirral Metro. It's these 5 swimmers, I would guess. But turning first at the 250 mark is Jacques Bonsall from Blackpool Aquatics. He's had a great 5th 50. Maybe he's trying to take it away from the rest of the field. Very little to choose between Scott Provan, Declan Hall, Harley Bentjes for second place. As we're coming down to the 300 metre mark. Very, very even race indeed in this final heat. Maybe Jack Bonsall just having a slight edge over Harley Bentjes, who's had a great third 100. There's Jack Bonsall, turns in 3:05.55, nearly half a second in front of Harley Bentjes in lane 4 from Wigan Best. Who's left enough in the tank to put a spurt on and win this heat? It is Harley Bentjes in lane 4 that looks to have a very, very strong leg kick. Got back on terms with Jack Bonsall and making a really good strong move in lane 1 is Scott Provan, who turns first. Just Harley Bentjes from Jack Bonsall. Very, very little to choose between them. 3/100ths of a second. It is going to be who wants it most. As Harley timed it very, very, very well indeed. They're almost going stroke for stroke as they come into the last 25 metres. What a great race this has been. Maybe Scott Provan over in lane 1's just left himself a little bit too much left to do. Harley Bentjes seems to have timed it very, very well indeed. He's going to touch first in lane 4. 4:07.02 from Jack Bonsall. 4:07.71. And finishing strongly, but just with not enough water left to catch them is lane 1, Scott Provan from the city of Salford. And we'll just wait for that final heat to be confirmed on the board. And there it is, the final heat and the final heat of the morning. Result is confirmed on the board. And we'll probably have a short break before 15-minute break now before we move on to our finals. And just during this break, if our team of technical officials want to take a little breather, think that might be a good idea. A little comfort break required, probably. We'll just put a bit of music on while we're getting everything set up for our finals. So you may want to stretch your legs as well. If we can have the finalists for events 3:11, 3:12, 3:13, the girls 100 metres fly finalists over to marshalling, and also 3:14, 3:15 and 3:16. That's the boys 100 backstroke swimming also over to marshalling, please. It'll just help the finals run a bit smoother. So that's all finalists, including the reserve finalists, over to marshalling, please. And head coaches, team managers, the start lists for the finals are now available at the time suite. So if you want to go and collect them, sorry, it's from the coaches room. You can go and collect them from now on. We're not far away from getting things underway. Once our technical officials have had their little comfort break and come back to us on full deck, we'll be ready to get things underway, but we'll continue to play a little bit of music. If we can just ask all our technical officials to return to their seats, please. We're almost ready to get underway, but we can't do it without you, believe it or not. So if you can just return to your places and we'll get things underway as quick as we can. Thanks very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to get underway with our first final, event 311, the girls 15-year-old 100 metres butterfly. And just remind everybody to be quiet at the start, no flash photography. Defer to all competitors. Cheer all you like once the race is underway. So here we go, event 311, girls 15-year-old 100 metres butterfly final. Lane 1, we have Grace Gidman from Wirral Metro. 2, Hannah Rastrick from Burnley Bobcats. 3, Simone Elson from Pioneer 79. 4, Rebecca Pearson from Stockport Metro. 5, Ruby Burns from Satellite. 6, Abby Jones from Southport. 7, Elizabeth Wafer from Preston. And completing the final lineup is Lane 8, Alexandra Carr from Blackpool Aquatics. And going down this first 50, looks to be lanes 5 and 4. That's Ruby Burns and Rebecca Pearson. It is Ruby Burns that's probably 1.1 of a second in front of Rebecca Pearson at the turn, but still all to play for. It's these two swimmers that are going stroke for stroke, coming into the final 25 metres. Ruby Burns and Rebecca Pearson have pulled ahead of the rest of the field, maybe 2 metres in front as we come into the final 15. It is between these two girls. Rebecca Pearson just appearing to pull ever so slightly in front of Ruby Burns, and as we come into the touch, it is going to be Rebecca Pearson, Stockport Metro, 104.95, takes it from Ruby Burns from Satellite, 105.9, and finishing in third place from Southport, lane 6, Abby Jones. We shall just wait for confirmation of that result. The first final. Confirmation of that result is there, and we'll move on to event 3 112, the girls 16-year-old 100 metres butterfly final. Our second finals underway. In lane 1, Ella Bergen-Williams from Oldham Aqua. Georgina Chadwick in 2 from City of Salford. In 3, Chloe Cotton from Preston. Caitlin Bergen in 4 from Stockport Metro. Her teammate in 5, Megan Sheard. Kazia Whitaker in 6 from the Isle of Man. And in 7, Imogen Bailey from Wigan Best. And in lane 8, Leah Williams from Pioneer 79. But it is going down strongly down this first 50. Caitlin Bergen from Stockport Metro that's going to turn first. Just under that 30-second mark, 29.87, over half a second in front of her teammate in lane 5, Megan Sheard. She's taking it away probably 2 metres from the rest of this field, and her teammate is trying to get back on terms, but it appears that Caitlin Bergen is too strong as we come into the final 20 metres. It is Caitlin Bergen from Stockport Metro and leading her teammate by just over a metre. But Chloe Cotton maybe coming into third over there in lane 3 from Preston. We've entered the final 5 metres. Lane 4, Caitlin Bergen's going to take it. Time of 104.13 from her teammate Megan Sheard, 104.47, and Chloe Cotton did indeed take third place from Preston, 106.59. Just wait for that to be confirmed on our board. We have that result confirmed. We'll move on to event 313, and that's the girls 17 years and over 100 metres butterfly final. The last of the girls' butterfly finals. In lane 1, Ella Johnson from Southport. 2, Emily Keys from the City of Salford. 3, Charlotte Taylor from Satellite. In 4, Kiara Standing from Stockport Metro and Wirral Metro's Tori Sopp in 5. 6, Rihanna Bennett from the City of Manchester. And Ruth McEwen from Barrow in 7. And Jess Calderbank in 8 from Oldham Aqua. Who's going to take touch first at the turn? It is Kiara Standing. 29.46, just 0.3 of a second in front of lane 3, Charlotte Taylor from Satellite. Got everything to play for as we come down to the final 30 metres. It is Kiara Standing continuing to lead from Charlotte Taylor. But I think it could be anybody's race who can put a strong finish on, and lane 7 looks to be finishing very strongly. That's Ruth McEwen from Barrow. These are 2 early leaders, Charlotte Taylor and Kiara Standing, with also in lane 5, Tori Sopp finishing strongly from Wirral Metro. Who gets it? Charlotte Taylor from Satellite, 103.9, just edging out Tori Sopp from Wirral Metro, 104.2. And Kiara Standing in lane 4, finishing in third place. That result is confirmed on the board. And we'll move on to our next final.
Our next final is event 314, which is the boys 15 years, 100 metres backstroke. We have 4 competitors. And while we just wait for the backstroke ledges to install. Just a reminder that warm-ups this afternoon will start around about 2 o'clock. Actually, they won't start around about 2 o'clock. They will actually start at 2 o'clock. And I think we're just about ready to go. This is the final of the boys' 15 years, 100 meters backstroke. A very good start by Alexander Morley there from the city of Salford. As we go down this first 50, in lane number 3 with Ethan Jones from Winsford. Rowan Greening from Cockermouth in lane number 4. As we said, Alexander Morley from the city of Salford is in lane number 5. And Jack Sheffield from the city of Salford is in lane number 6. And it's Rowan Greening from Cockermouth, 30.44 at the turn from Ethan Jones. And Alexander Morley in 3rd place. But it's Rowan Greening who's just starting to edge out. 2-3 meter lead now. Good stroke rate as we come in under the flags. The battle is for the 2nd place, and it looks as though Alexander Morley is going to come through and take the 2nd. He does, so it's Rowan Greening from Alexander Morley and Ethan Jones, but we'll wait for the confirmation of that result. Sheffield comes in. Wait for the confirmation, and there we have the confirmation of the result of the final for the boys' 15 years, 100 meters backstroke. Our next final is for the boys' 16 years, 100 meters backstroke. So as we get this final underway, we have in lane 1 Joshua Turner from Ulverston, Dylan Van Hoof in lane number 2 from the city of Salford, Alex Watkinson from the Warrington Warriors in 3, Marcus Day, city of Salford in 4, Rhys Cambridge Hughes from Trafford Metro in 5, Owen Minikin from the city of Liverpool in 6, James Leesweller from Wigan Best in 7, and Aaron Fox from Bebington in lane number 8. But it's Marcus Day, 29.84. Turning first from Alex Watkinson, Rhys Cambridge Hughes. It's Marcus Day, not quite having it all his own way. Alex Watkinson from the Warrington Warriors just starting to come back at him. Well, into this last 15 metres, Marcus Day just accelerates away into a different gear. He comes into the finish, he takes it 1:01.50 from Alex Watkinson. And then Rhys Cambridge Hughes, 1:03.64. Just wait for the confirmation of that result, and there we have it. Third, Rhys Cambridge Hughes. 2nd, Alex Watkinson. First, Marcus Day. And that result for the boys' 16 years, 100 metres backstroke. Our next final is for the boys 17 years and over, 100 metres backstroke. as we get this last final of the 100 metres backstroke underway. We've got Declan Hall from the Wigan Best. Over in lane number 1, Daniel Clark from Prescott. In lane number 2, Matthew Pumford, City of Liverpool in 3. Nathan Lowe, City of Salford in 4. Neil Wiley from Prescott in 5. Aaron Bostock, Pioneer 79 in 6. Anthony Wood, Blackpool Aquatics in lane 7. And Solomon Marr from the City of Manchester down here in lane number 8. But it is Matthew Pumford from the City of Liverpool, from Neil Wiley and Nathan Lowe. These are the first 3. But into the last 25 metres, it's very, very even right the way across the pool. And probably just Neil Wiley that's just got the edge. It looks as though he's got it over Nathan Lowe and then Matthew Pumford. It's going to be these 3. But we shall wait for the all-important confirmation of the results. Still waiting for the confirmation. And we have the confirmation. Matthew Pumford, third. Nathan Lowe, second. Neil Wiley in first. And that was the final of the 17 years and over 100 metres backstroke. Our next final is 317, the girls 15 years, 200 metres freestyle.
As we get this first 200 metres freestyle underway, in lane 1 we have Emma Dixon from the City of Manchester, Chloe Courton in lane 2, the City of Liverpool, her teammate Holly White in 3, Jodie Gittins from Wigan Best in 4, Elizabeth Woodcock in 5 from Preston, Charlotte Kennedy in 6 from Stockport Metro, Jessie Robson from Blackpool Aquatics in 7, and Anna Dutton in 8 from Leyland Barracudas. And at the first 50 turn, it is Jodie Gittins breaking through that 30-second barrier, and 29.62. Turns first from Holly White, City of Liverpool, 30.49. She's taking an early 1 metre lead, and Elizabeth Woodcock in lane 5 there in 3rd place. But it is Jodie Giddins from Wigan Best coming down to the 100 metre turn. Maybe 1, maybe even 2 metres in front of Holly White and Elizabeth Woodcock. Turns in 1:02.57. Over a second in front of Holly White and Elizabeth Woodcock. But Holly White is starting to make a strong move going down the 3rd 50. Has Jodie gone off too fast, or has she still got something left in the tank as she turns on the bottom end and the final turn? Seems to be between Holly White and Jodie Gittins as we come down to the 150 turn. Jodie Gittins turns first from Holly White. Just over half a second, which is certainly surmountable over the last 50 metres. It is these two young ladies that are going to fight it out as they come into the last 25 metres. Can Jodie hold on, or can Holly get back on level terms and come past? It is the last 15 metres, and it's anybody's race. Jodie just maybe edging ever so slightly in front, but it's all going to be on the touch. It is Jodie Giddins, I think, that's going to touch first. Just Jodie Gittins, Wigan Best, 2:08.37, just touches in front of lane 3. Holly White from the City of Liverpool, 2:08.60. And Elizabeth Woodcock from Preston, 2:12.01, finishes in 3rd place. Confirmation is on the board, and we'll move on to event 318, the girls 16 years, 200 metres freestyle final.
we go down this first 50. Maisie Johnson over in lane number 1 from Southport, and in lane number 2, Olivia Arms from Preston. And Alice Fox from Burnley Bobcats in 3. Alicia Hawkins turning first from Stockport Metro in lane number 4, 29.55. Kira Henley, a teammate, in lane number 5, turning in 3rd place, 30.39. Sydney Bairstow in lane number 6 from Blackpool Aquatics. Caitlin Brannan from Wirral Metro in lane number 7. And Lucy Hanford from Leyland Barracudas down here in lane number 8. And as we go through the 100 mark, it's Alicia Hawkins from Stockport Metro, 1:01.52. From Kira Henley, a teammate, 1:02.98. And then Caitlin Brannan, Wirral Metro, in 3rd place. And it is Alicia Fox, turning at 1:50, maintaining that lead by about 3 metres or so over a teammate, Kira Henley. But then it's the battle for 3rd place between Alice Fox and Sydney Bairstow and Caitlin Brannan over here, lane 6 and 7. And as we come into the last 15 metres, it's going to be Alicia Hawkins from Kira Henley, and then Alice Fox. We're there in lane number 3. Those are the first 3, but we'll wait for the confirmation of the result. There we have it. Alice Fox in 3rd, Kira Henley from Stockport in 2nd, Alicia Hawkins in 1st place. That was the final of the girls 16 years 200 metres freestyle. Our next final is the girls 17 years and over 200 metres freestyle.
In lane 1 we have Hannah Kelsall from the City of Liverpool. In lane 2, Emma Whittingham from Southport. Rihanna Bennett from the City of Manchester in 3. And from the City of Salford in 4, Laura Boardman. Tori Sopp in 5 from Wirral Metro, and Anna Doherty in 6 from Bolton Metro. 2 City of Manchester swimmers in lane 7, Alana Hedges, and in 8, Abigail Rylands. Very little to choose between any of them as they come down to the 50-metre turn. Just shading under that 30-second mark is Laura Boardman from the City of Salford, 29.95. From Tori Sopp, 30.22. Not a lot to choose between any of them. Maybe Laura just taking it away from the rest of the field. Maybe a metre or so in front of Hannah Kelsall over there in lane 1. Coming down to the 100-metre mark, it's Laura Boardman from the City of Salford in lane 4 that turns 1:02.39. Just edging out Tori Sopp from Wirral Metro, and Hannah Kelsall over in lane 1 from City of Liverpool. It's these 3 swimmers that have pushed hard down that first 100 metres. Maybe Tori Sopp in lane 5 just starting to get back on terms with Laura Boardman and put herself in position for a big attack down that final 50 metres, but having a really good swim over there in lane 1 is Hannah Kelsall from the City of Liverpool. Held between these 3 swimmers. Tori Sopp turns just in first place, quarter of a second in front of Laura Boardman, and not far behind is Hannah Kelsall over in lane 1. Tori Sopp in lane 5 from Wirral Metro starting to look very, very strong down this final 50. It's pulled a metre out on Laura Boardman, and still over in lane 1 Hannah Kelsall from the City of Liverpool. maybe edging Laura into second place, but very little between those two ladies. But it is Tori Sop from Wirral Metro in lane 5 that's going to take it in a time of 2 minutes 7.72. And just edging into second place is Laura Boardman in front of Hannah Kelsall. So Laura in lane 4 from City of Salford edges out Anna Kelsall from the City of Liverpool. Over in lane 1, we'll just wait for confirmation of that result on the board. There we have the confirmation of event 319. We will move on to event 320, and that's the final of the boys 15-year-old 50 metres breaststroke.
Thanks, Phil. And so off we go in this first final of the 50 metres breaststroke. 15 years age group. Aidan Moore from Leyland Barracudas in 1. Luke Hoey from City of Salford in 2. Dakota Ravatali from Burnley Bobcats in 3. Daniel Buckley from City of Liverpool in 4. Ben McAvoy, City of Salford in 5. Nathan Smith from Preston in 6. Luke Adams, City of Salford in 7. And Luca Tomasello from the City of Manchester in lane number 8. And as we come into the finish, it looks as though it's going to be Daniel Buckley. It is 32.28. Good swim from Nathan Smith and Dakota Ravatali. We'll wait for the confirmation of that result. And there we have it. Dakota Ravatali in 3rd. Nathan Smith in 2nd. Daniel Buckley now win it. And that was the final of the boys 15 years. 50 metres breaststroke. Our next final is the boys 16 years, 50 metres breaststroke. And so in this final we have Theo Tyndall from Carlisle Aquatics, Robin Austin from Carnforth in 2, James Duncan from City of Salford in 3, Jack Roberts from City of Liverpool in 4, Rio Quarry from Preston in 5, Tom Jones from Southport in 6, Joshua Wilson from Winsford in 7, and William Murray, his teammate, in lane number 8. And as we come down into the last 5 metres, it looks as though it's Jack Roberts from the City of Liverpool. It is 31.6 from James Duncan and Rio Quarry. We'll wait for the confirmation of the result. And there we have Rio Quarry in 3rd, James Duncan 2nd, Jack Roberts in 1st place. And that was the final of the boys 16 years, 50 metres breaststroke. Our next final is the boys 17 years and over, 50 metres breaststroke. And in this final, in lane number 1, we've got Will Ritchie from Preston. Lane number 2, Joseph Murray from Pioneer 79, Adam Frost from Satellite, Joshua Thompson from Carnforth in lane 4, Hugh Takamoto from Warrington in 5, Robert Cowley from City of Manchester in 6, Samuel Goldrick from City of Manchester in 7, and Kenan Young from Preston in lane number 8. But it looks as though it's going to be Joshua Thompson. It's an equal first. Joshua Thompson, Hugh Takamoto, 29.57. But we'll wait for the confirmation of that result. And there we have it. Robert Cowley 3rd and equal first. Joshua Thompson, Hugh Takamoto taking the equal first place. And that was the final of the boys 17 years and over, 50 metres breaststroke. Our next final is the girls' 15 years, 50 meters backstroke.
In lane 1 we have Elizabeth Woodcock from Preston, Josie Carroll in 2 from Southport, Kate Butler in 3 from Stockport Metro, Lucy Hardy in 4 from City of Liverpool, Preston's Elizabeth Wafer in 5, Emma Hodgson in 6 from the Isle of Man, Rebecca Wilson in 7 from Copeland, and Georgia Bell from the City of Liverpool in 8. Looking very, very strong over in lane 4 is Lucy Hardy from the City of Liverpool. These 50 metre finals come thick and fast. It is lane 4, I think, that's just going to take it. Indeed it is. Lucy Hardy from the City of Liverpool, 30.31, just edges out Kate Butler in lane 3 from Stockport Metro, and Elizabeth Wafer in 3rd from Preston. That result is confirmed on the board. We move on to event 324, the girls' 16-year-old 50 metres backstroke final. In lane 1, Charlotte Nestor from Wigan Best, Emma Jones from the City of Salford in 2, Mia Smith from Southport in 3, Caitlin Bergen from Stockport Metro in 4, Emily Peck from Lancaster in 5, Nicola Capstick from Ulverston in 6, and Alexandra Livingston from Carnforth in 7. And in 8, Leah Williams from Pioneer 79. But it is Caitlin Bergen having a great meet, taking it away in lane 4. It looks very, very strong down this 50 metre backstroke final. She's going to touch first. She does. 30.18. Edges out Emily Peck from Lancaster, 30.62. And in 3rd place in lane 3, Mia Smith from Southport, 31.38. Wait for confirmation of that result on the board, which we have now. And we'll move on to event 325, and that's the girls 17 and over, 50 metres backstroke final. In lane 1, Eleanor Bloor from Crew Flyers, Pioneer 79's Isabel Cockram in 2, Charlotte Taylor in 3 from Satellite, Kiara Standing from Stockport Metro in 4, Emma Whittingham from Southport in 5. 6, Emily Keys from City of Salford, Lauren Zera from City of Manchester in 7, and Miranda Bauer from Burnley Bobcats in 8. Very, very difficult to tell who's taking that early lead as we're coming to the final 5 metres. It may appear to be lane 4, Kiara Standing, but we'll just wait and see who gets the touch. It is Kiara Standing, Stockport Metro, 31.1, just half a second in front of Charlotte Taylor from Satellite, and Emily Keys in lane 6 from the City of Salford in 3rd place. Wait for confirmation on the scoreboard. I have it there. Confirmation of that result, and we move on to event 326. That's the boys' 15-year-old 200 metres individual medley final.
As we get this next lot of finals underway, this 200 individual medley. I think the first three will be somewhere in Salford. I think they could get a 1, 2, 3 in this one. In lane 3, we've got Jack Sheffield. In lane 4, we've got Ben McAvoy. And in lane 5, we've got Luke Adams. Luke Adams, 31.56 on the butterfly leg from Ben McAvoy. Into the backstroke. Good strong stroke by Luke Adams. He's gone through 75 and he seems to be pulling away now from Ben McAvoy, who actually has had a busy morning. He's been in quite a few heats, quite a few finals. And as we come into the turn, 108.13 for Luke Adams. But it's the breaststroke leg that sorts everybody out. And if you've got a very, very good breaststroke, you can pull any margin back. That seems to be set by anybody in the first two legs. And Ben McAvoy is starting to make inroads into Luke Adams. But will he get him before the turn? And has he got something left on the freestyle leg? It looks as though it's going to be Luke that's still pulling away. Ben McAvoy started to pull it back on the breaststroke leg, but just didn't quite have that much left in his tank to worry Luke. And Luke is pulling away all the time as he comes down now into the finish. 2:24.96. From Ben McAvoy, 2:33.14. And Jack Sheffield coming into the finish. And there he goes. And it's a City of Salford 1, 2, 3. And we'll wait for the confirmation of that result. And there we have it. Our next final is for the boys 16 years, 200 metres individual medley.
As we get event 327 underway, we have in lane 1 Bradley Astles from Leyland Barracudas, Pioneer 79's Ben Turland in 2, James Pettiner from Wirral Metro in 3, Alex Watkinson from Warrington Warriors in 4, Scott Proven in 5 from City of Salford, Joseph Rees from Stockport Metro in 6, Jack Huddart from Burnley Bobcats in 7, and Peter Allen from the Isle of Man in 8. And a strong 50. Fly down the first leg. Alex Watkinson from Warrington Warriors, 28.85, takes an early lead over James Pettiner from Wirral Metro. And third place, Scott Proven from the City of Salford. As these three guys look like they're virtually going stroke for stroke down the backstroke and virtually all in a line. Maybe it's just Alex Watkinson with a slight lead over Scott Proven, but Scott's had a good backstroke leg. He probably pulled a good metre, 2 metres out on James Pettiner from Wirral Metro. But as we keep repeating, it is the breaststroke that sorts the IM races out. So which one of these swimmers has got the stronger breaststroke? Scott Proven now starting to look very strong on his breaststroke. But coming back, James Pettiner from Wirral Metro. And Alex Watkinson not letting it go, so James Pettiner, Alex Watkinson, Scott Proven seem to be fighting this race out as they're going down on the breaststroke leg. Be very little, I'm sure, to choose between any of these three guys as we come to the final turn, but maybe lane 3, James Petton has had a great 50-metre breaststroke leg, and indeed he turns first in one set, 47.1, half a second in front of Scott Proven, and Alex Watkinson turns in third, but it's the desire for the finishing line and the final touch, and it's Scott Proven from the city of Salford in lane 5 that looks like he's starting to pull away from James Pettiner, Wirral Metro. Maybe got a couple of a metre lead as they come into the final 5 metres. It is Scott Proven in lane 5, City of Salford, that's going to touch first in a time of 2 minutes 17.88. Second and a half in front of James Pettiner in lane 3 from Wirral Metro. And our early leader, Alex Watkinson from Warrington Warriors, finishing in third place. Let's wait for confirmation of that result coming up on our scoreboard. And there we have it, confirmation of that result, and we'll move on to event 3 to 8, the boys 17 years and over, 200 metres individual medley final.
And so as we get underway in this 17 years and over 200 metres individual medley final, in lane number 1 we've got George Robinson from Preston, lane 2 Will Ritchie from Preston, lane 3 Matthew Evans from the city of Manchester, lane 4 Hayden Griffiths from the city of Manchester, lane 5 Connor Joyce from Cockermouth, lane 6 Jake Baby, Carlisle Aquatics, lane 7 Matthew Pompard, City of Liverpool, and in lane 8 Tom Robinson from Ulverston. But it's Matthew Evans from the City of Manchester, who's just started to edge out a little bit of a lead as we come down this backstroke leg, but it's Hayden Griffiths that's coming back onto him into the turn. It's still Matthew Evans that turns first, but only just 0.3 of a second from Hayden Griffiths. And Connor Joyce in third place, 0.9 of a second between the first 3 places. But it's the breaststroke leg. Hayden Griffiths looks as though he's having the best 50 metres on the breaststroke leg. Has just edged out now in front of Matthew. And as we come into the turn, Will Ritchie has come from nowhere into a second place on the turn. And can he keep it going? As we come into the last 25, it's a real battle now for these medal places. It's going to be Hayden Griffiths that's going to take it from Matthew Evans, and just at the last, Will Ritchie just fading slightly. It's Connor Joyce that takes the third. But a fantastic breaststroke leg by Will Ritchie. Put him right in contention for that last 50 metres on the freestyle. And we'll just wait for the confirmation of that result. And the confirmation is not there. So we've gone to our next final, which is for the girls, 100 metres breaststroke. And as soon as we get confirmation of that result, we'll bring it to you. But our next final is for the girls 15 years, 100 meters breaststroke. So as we get this first final away in the girls 100 meters breaststroke, in lane number 1 we've got Abby Winstanley from Workington. Lane 2, Caitlin Shingler from Warrington Warriors. Lane 3, Victoria Dawson from Southport. Lane 4, Grace Gidman from Wirral Metro. And in lane 5, Georgia Heitner, also from Wirral Metro. And lane 6, Rebecca Wilson from Copeland. Lane 7, Isabel Forrest from Pioneer 79. And in lane 8, Emma Blair from Aqua Bears. But it's Grace Gidman from her teammate, Georgia Heitner. These two, 35.55, 36.42 from Victoria Dawson in lane 3. But it is Grace Gidman that's just starting to ease away. Although Victoria Dawson looks as though she's going to come through into the second place. But into the last 5 meters, it's Georgia Heitner that looks as though she might get the touch. And we'll just wait for the confirmation of the results. It was Grace Gidman definitely a touch first from Georgia Heitner, who got the touch on Victoria Dawson. And we'll wait for the confirmation of the result. And there we have the confirmation. Victoria Dawson in third, Georgia Heitner in second, Grace Gidman in first place, and that was the final of the girls' 15 years 100 meters breaststroke. Our next final is for the girls' 16 years 100 meters breaststroke.
So we have in lane 1, Hannah Edwards from Carnforth, Rachel Thompson in 2 from Southport, Charlotte Nestor in 3 and Hannah Sheehan in 4, both from Wigan Best. Lane 5, Chelsea Crabtree from the City of Salford. In 6, Kira Henley from Stockport Metro. And in 7, Ellie Ward. And in 8, Charlotte Dunn, both from Pioneer 79. Very little going down this first 50. Charlotte Nestor, Hannah Sheehan and maybe Charlotte Nestor turns in third, from in second Chelsea Crabtree, and Hannah Sheehan 35.64 has turned first. So very little to choose between these 3 ladies, these middle 3 lanes. Maybe Hannah Sheehan just starting to edge ever slightly forward, with Chelsea Crabtree right on her shirt tail. Maybe we're coming to the final 15 metres. It is Hannah Sheehan and Chelsea Crabtree fighting it out, but Hannah just seeming to glide away a little bit from Chelsea. It's coming to the final 5 metres. It is Hannah Sheehan from Wigan Best that's going to take it in a time of 1 minute 14.77 from Chelsea Crabtree, City of Salford 1:15.5, and third place another Wigan Best swimmer, Charlotte Nestor 1:16.69. Just wait for that time to be confirmed up on the board. The result is there, and we will move on to our last final of this morning. That is event 331, the girls 17 and over 100 metres breaststroke final. So for our final event of the morning, we have in lane 1, Rachel Ritchie from Preston, Anna Doherty from Bolton Metro in 2, Miranda Bauer from Burnley Bobcats in 3, City of Manchester's Molly Roodhouse in 4, Shannon Campbell in 5 from Warrington Warriors, Denisa Elena Gorgu from the City of Manchester in 6, Stephanie Brew from the Isle of Man in 7, and in 8, Kate Roodhouse from Stockport Metro. But Anna Doherty over in lane 2, maybe just starting to turn first. Indeed she does, 34.65. Turns first from Molly Roodhouse, City of Manchester, but very little to choose between those two ladies. In fact, very little to choose from lanes 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This is anybody's race. Molly Roodhouse in lane 4 starting to look quite strong and glide. That long glide in the breaststroke. But this is going to be anybody's race. Very hard we're coming into the last 10 metres. Indeed, it will be on the touch. Nothing to choose between any of these 5 ladies. Maybe lane 4, Molly Roodhouse just stretches out. She does, 1:14 exactly. Just edges out Anna Doherty over there in lane 2, 1:14.28, who finishes 4/100ths of a second in front of lane 3, Miranda Bauer from Burnley Bobcats. So that completes all our finals. We have the final result confirmed on the board. And over to you, Mark.
I'd like to thank all our competitors this morning, swimmers and our finalists. And we'd like to show our appreciation to our team of technical officials. And we would like now to invite them to leave the pool deck.
Secret medals, nothing but trouble.